Welcome back. It is 1537. In the last one, a lot of babies were born. And we had Basil become a teenager. We had Gabriel find out the truth that Genevieve is a vampire. And we also had the vampires going around turning Sims into vampires. So quite a few Sims have been turned into vampires at this point. And we're going to have to start including them in our cult rolls. So let's start with the birthdays. So we have Martha Watson, who was born very late last year. I don't even think you saw her be born. She can't get an 8 or a 16. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toddlers. 6 toddlers. No 7, 14, or 19. 7, 14, or 19. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Ulrich Watson. And then 2 more. Ooh, that was a close one. All right, so just so far, Ulrich. And then we have Regina and Rosa Dubois and Arnold Light. No 2, 4, or 6. Arnold is actually currently in line for the throne, so we'll see. Ooh, just squeaked by. Okay, so then we have Rowan Larkin, who is our brother aging up, no 7 or 13. Will he get married? No 1 through 5. He will get married. And how many children will he have? I forget. Is it a D10? Yeah, it's a D10. Kids? 1. Well, you know what? It's better than nothing. We've been having really bad luck lately, so at least there's a 1 there. Alexander Goth is aging up, no 3 or 18. Very good. And I think I'm actually going to have him marry Venetia Gainsford next year after she ages up as well, because the other ladies aged up a couple of years ago. I want her to be closer in age to him. So there's that. Heath Dubois, the second, has to get at least a 7. Hey, stop. At least a 7. He did. And then Odelgard Goth is finally dying. She has been alive for so long. So what else? Occult rolls? Oh no. Shoot. I messed up. I started looking at the wrong row. Okay, well, Alex Goth we did. Alistair and Heath can share a roll, and then okay, so Lawrence Gainsford has to get at least an 8. I'm just a mess, aren't I? Lawrence died. You guys, he is okay, so here's the funny thing. Lawrence has always been so waiting to get in line for this. So let me show you. So Lawrence is the 3rd son. The first son only had girls. The second son has 1 boy. So there's 1 person in between him and the title. And we know that Nicholas II is not going to get married and have kids. So the title would go then to Lawrence, but he's going to die. So he'll never know that his children got to be the ones to actually inherit the whole thing. So, oh my gosh. Anyway, Prince Edward is going to be born this year. Jane Seymour is going to die in childbirth, and then we'll do an occult roll. We'll do that next. Okay, so occult rolls include a D20, a D10, and a D4. So first we'll start over here with our family. The 3 of them, we have 2 humans and a spellcaster. Human 1, check. Spellcaster, check. How about human 2? Check. And then in Forgotten Hollow, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vampires. So 1, but they survived. 2, 3, they have to get a 9 and then a 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already got 7, sorry. And then we have this family who is, I think there are 3 spellcasters and 4 humans. So spellcaster and human. Ooh. Oh, okay, they survived. A 9 and a 4. Okay, and then we have 1 more human who survived. Okay, and then over here we have 1, 2, 3 occults and 2 humans. 1, 2. And one more occult. Okay, and now we're going to roll for the people who were turned into vampires last time. So I actually put them here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Oops, I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, they all survived. Now, what I'm going to do is flip a coin. So these people that were turned into vampires, do their families find out? Do their families chase them out? Will their families keep their secret? All of this stuff. So that's what we're going to do next. So I already forget how many I said there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to flip a coin. Let's say heads is the family keeps a secret. 1. Oh, number 1. That's a baby. They're going to abandon their baby. Wow. Number 2. Oh my gosh, number 2 as well. 3. Oh my gosh, number 3 as well. Is anybody not going to... Oh my gosh. Does this thing even work? Oh my gosh, literally all of them get kicked out. All right, well, there you go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a household. I cannot believe this. Oh, wait. I need an adult first. I can't start with the baby. Let's start with Nicholas Gainsford, the second here. So create a new household with Nicholas. I know he doesn't have any money. Okay. Giovanni Trimboli the third. The second. Where is he? Here he is. Okay. Giovanni. Okay, so everybody's getting kicked out here. Everybody. Hector Landgrab. Where are you? Wow, look at that. And then Augusta Dubois. Where are you, Augusta? Yep. No, that's okay. Well, it's weird that you aged up like that, but that's okay. Nora Goth. Go. And then Elle, the baby. So sad. Time World. All right, so here is the new household. Call them the turned. We're going to move them to Forgotten Hollow. They're going to be basically forced to deal with everything because they got no other options. So they're going to have to join the opposing side here. So we'll see where that goes. Okay. Now, I actually do feel bad that I have not married Isolde and Sarah yet, but I didn't really want to introduce a new thing, but I think we will. So I think what I'm going to do is go to the gallery. Hashtag. That's me. Again, if you want to introduce any Sims to this game, put them under Megan Plays Sims. Hashtag. I will 100% include them at some point when I can. What I want is a household of 2 men. I already have you guys in my game somewhere. Oh, you guys look like you're available. Okay, Seb Marin always coming in with the like random selection of people. Okay, so I'm gonna place you free real estate on. Okay, I'm gonna place you in this house. And then let's get them really quickly here. I'm actually gonna give them the same last name. So Heredia. You're losing your last name. You're going to be brothers now. You're brothers now. And then I'll just put them in the beige orange color. And hopefully we won't have to deal with there being more families that I need colors for. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, here's the beige orange color. I should probably write down his name. This is Christopher Heredia. Okay, here he is. Here it is. Do 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 do. Then we have his brother, Javon, Haven. I don't know. There we go. So the reason I made them brothers was so that I could make sure that they have the same last name and therefore the same color, and then I don't have to worry about the family color thing. All right, so here they are. And then actually, okay, so Sarah, okay, they need separate households. I'm sorry, my guys, but you need separate households. You desperately need separate households. Okay, then you can move in here. Okay, and then I'll get Isolda Gamal. You can move in here. Where are you? Wherever she may be, she's somewhere. Did I miss her? Where is she? Wait, did she turn into a vampire? Is that what happened? She did turn into a vampire. But I was saying she got kicked out. Uh-oh. Isolde, you're gonna have to wait a couple of years. Isolde marries, what's his name? The first guy. Christopher. Oh, I should have figured this out sooner. Then she could have at least had a baby. Okay, well, Isolde will marry Christopher, and then the other is Sarah Goth. So Sarah Goth will marry you. I'm just gonna get them to be husband and wife. Sarah, your last name has changed. It is now Redia, and your color will now be orange. There you go. There you go. All right, well, we'll come back to Isolde when we can. Poor Isolde. Husband. Then I will do the pictures, get them pregnant, etc., etc. So, he is a young adult, right? No, wrong house. This house. Yep, okay. I'm going to do all that thing, and then we'll hop into the game. All right, one more thing. I did add another new family to the game. This is from Sims Player 123. This is the Spell family. I wanted more occult families in the game, especially for this time. So the Spell family is very famous for being able to heal almost anything. People think it's because they're natural healers, but really their family is full of witches. Recently, both the lady of the house and her husband disappeared without a trace to stop people from finding out about their magic. They put a glamour on their appearance. So, in our game, I think that probably this did happen previously and they were just living around. But once the war started, they have kind of made their way over here to Forgotten Hollow with everyone else. So we can kind of see we have Verona, Victor, Baron, Vera, Valerie, Valentina, and Vanessa. I actually love the V name things. So yes, I am adding in one more new family as well, but let's actually play the game now. Alrighty, so here we are in our household. Gabriel is doing his best with his brothers. You know, they're honestly not that close because they didn't really grow up together or anything, but Gabriel does feel responsible for them and everything, but of course he is still kind of a jerk sometimes. So there's that, but he's still trying to make sure that his brothers get what they need because he has that sense of responsibility. So he is going to I guess just talk to Basil and be like, okay, like you got to start thinking about your future, my guy. Anyway, so we have Genevieve coming here, and basically Genevieve has come here and, to talk to Gabriel, and Gabriel is actually going to start off with an apology. He's going to tell her, look, I thought a lot about it, and I feel really bad for the way that I treated you last time. I was blindsided, and I didn't know how to process that information, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, like, I shouldn't have kept that from you, especially after we started getting really serious, and I felt like I like waited too long, and then I couldn't do it, and it was just this whole thing, and I really should have talked to you sooner about it. And they're both really glad that the other kind of understands where each person is coming from. I don't think either one of them are necessarily wrong in this argument. I can see both sides, why she wouldn't feel comfortable telling him, and then later feeling like it was the time had already passed, and then also him for feeling betrayed in a way for her keeping that secret. So all of that to say that they are reconciling, and basically, he's going to tell her, like, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I really, I'm trying to figure out my position and what I feel and all of that stuff. And so she is going to actually tell him that after everyone started getting turned into vampires, like she's really against everything that was going on there, and that she has run away from home in a way to kind of come and, kind of stay away from the people who are like hurting other people. So she doesn't want to be a part of that. And so Gabriel, of course, lets her stay here, wants her to stay with him, and, she moves in. So she's now part of our household. And then we have Basil, who is going to go to the tavern. I think of Basil as like, he's a musician. I think of him as maybe a bit of a playboy, that he is, interested in kind of just going around and doing whatever he wants and not really caring about reputation or scandal or any of that stuff. I mean, keep in mind, again, he didn't grow up in our main household, so he doesn't have as much of that strictness on him as Gabriel would, but he's here at the bar having a drink. He sees his uncle Tobias, who he's going to have a conversation with. Tobias is just like the guy who's never going to die. But yeah, he's here with Tobias. Honestly, no one's around. Like, I come to these places and no one's coming, which is just whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to send him actually to the ballroom, and then we'll start a gathering and have everyone come here. I think that it would be good for him to get some attention playing the piano, enjoying that, having other people kind of see that he's good at the piano, that, he's getting some attention as a musician. Of course, I didn't remove the vampires from the club, so they're all showing up here, but just pretend that they're not. And so, yes. And then there's also like not really anyone here for him to schmooze. So I was going to have him try and go off with Giovanni, who really shouldn't be here in the first place. But basically, okay, first off, Basil is going to be gay. That's his sexuality. Second off, he just propositioned Giovanni, and it caused a scandal. Now, honestly, with this mod, I don't see scandals very often. Like, I feel like I see them talk about stuff, but I don't really usually have the interactions for the scandals, like plead my case, show remorse for scandal, that kind of stuff. And so I actually am glad to play with that a little bit. So he basically got caught flirting, propositioning someone and a man at that, at one of the events. And so there is a scandal associated with him now. So there's that. And I accidentally put that on his head. Okay, so anyway, we're going to come home now. And again, I'm trying to work on this aspiration with him as well. Just get him going with all of that. Okay, I'm surrounded by dogs. It's fine. I love them very much. Sorry, there's a lot of dog stuff going on in my life with the new dog living here and everything. So I just have to kind of keep my eye on her because she did eat one of my shoes. Okay, so yes, we are going to just have him work on his piano skill. Soon enough, he'll be able to, what's it called? He'll be able to write songs. There it is. Okay, and then I wanted him to actually start having flings with people, so I guess I'm just going to have to invite them to our house. So here is, I believe it's Emil Watson. And so with the mod, with the scandal, what I have to do before, so I guess the way that the mod works is that when you have a scandal, it hurts your prospects by making it so that you can't have romantic interactions with other Sims until you get them on your side. So what he had to do is he had to talk to Emil, plead his case, get Emil on his side, and then he could woohoo with him. So that's basically the thing there. And then, of course, Gabriel, now that Lady Whistledown has reported on the scandal, Gabriel is going to have a talk with Basil and just be like, what have you done? You're embarrassing our family, all this stuff. So it is definitely a lot of drama. Gabriel is not happy with Basil's attitude and his scandals, and Basil just doesn't care. He's a free spirit. He doesn't care. He's like, I'll do whatever I want, and you're going to have to deal with it. He's literally a Viscount. He doesn't have to deal with anyone else's BS. So he is basically going to brush Gabriel off and be like, I can do what I want and flirt with who I want and apparently steal people's husbands. But there's that. So that's what's going on with him. And then let's see. We need to get to level 8 before we can write any songs, which is just like kind of silly in the aspiration. It's like, get to level 6, write a song. It's like, well, now I have to get to level 8 anyway. Then I was thinking about what Genevieve would do, and so I'm going to have Genevieve actually do some research. I think that at first she's like, okay, I have to help with the war. I feel really guilty with what my family is doing. I want to try and maybe find a cure, maybe find something that can help us. And so she's doing all that, and then she just kind of is getting really down in the dumps about it and really stressed out about it and doesn't feel confident about, her ability to do anything. She feels very powerless, and she wants to instead focus on what her life could be after the war is over. She doesn't want to take on the responsibility of solving all of these problems, and nor should she. That's not necessarily her role in life to fix this war. That's not her problem. She wants to be with Gabriel. She wants to live happily. She wants to be a proper lady and go to balls, and that's not wrong of her to want a normal life. And I forgot that Gabriel was still a teenager, so we can't get him a job until I think next year he becomes a young adult. But anyway, Genevieve basically wants to focus on the life that she wants to live and work towards that. So she is going to start the truly accomplished aspiration. I don't know yet whether we'll actually go full with that or not, but as of right now, she is just trying to, find a place for herself by Gabriel's side instead of just, trying to deal with all the vampire stuff, even though she is a vampire. So, anyway, oh look, it's the other Gabriel as a ghost who died in a fire. That was unfortunate for him. Okay, so we're just going to have these two playing music together, waiting for the day to get a little further along because we are actually going to have Rowan's birthday next. So Gabriel is going to be the one to bake the cake. He is going to bake his brother a cake, and actually for some reason it just went really quickly. He just bloop, there's the cake. So we're going to have the birthday party, and then we'll have the coming out ball, or I guess we'll blow out the candles and then have the coming out ball. So I'm going to get everybody around the table here, and of course, none of them want to listen to me. That's totally fine. But yeah, Rowan just went to school, and I'm like, come back, and then everybody leaves the table, and I'm like, come back. So here he is aging up. He is a cat lover and a perfectionist, which is really interesting. I'm actually going to give him the soulmate aspiration since he is going to be able to get married and have kids. I want to, have him be able to find that true love of his, since we haven't really played with that lately. So here he is. He is quite a handsome guy. Honestly, I don't really like the freckles in the game. I feel like they don't look as realistic as the modded ones, which whatever. But anyway, here he is. He is super handsome. He is going to make gorgeous kids. Honestly, both of them are really good looking. Like all of us, Elizabeth and Gabriel's kids are just super good looking. So, I mean, not to say that my other Gabriel is not a very good looking sim, but you know what I mean. So anyway, we are going to have the coming out ball for for Rowan, and he is going to start meeting people. I'm trying to find the single ladies around here. Some of the Gainsfords are still single. I was trying to think about what I would do with the. Hold on, I think I need to check on the dog. Okay, I think she was chewing on the base of a monitor, but whatever. Okay, baby being born. Also, I didn't realize I still had a D10 open there. But we're going to say that, if I mess up, then it just means that sim got lucky. I'm not going to re-roll for them. The fates have decided that Anne Light has now been born. I almost named her something else, and then I remembered that we were doing the whole Light family, all begins with A's kind of thing. They have so many kids. Oh my gosh. So here we are, more babies for you. And then we're going to come back here to the party. He is just going to, I guess, just hang out with his half sister. Honestly, only family has showed up so far, so that is kind of tough. But yes, there's some people up here, so let's start introducing ourselves to some of them. I also want to, I have decided, because I really couldn't figure out what I was going to do about the marriage situation with several of the Sims. So, I've decided that what I'm going to do is drag Alexander Goth into Rowan's life drama. So he will not be marrying Venetia next year. Instead, we will start including him in some drama, but he's only going to have like a small number of children. So I'm not really worried about not having time to have him have kids. Yeah, he's only going to have 2 children. So I'm not really worried about him not having kids before the next 10 years is up. So anyway, the ball is now over. It's also Easter, which of course I am not able to finish because it's already 7 o'clock at night, but we're going to try it. And yes, so the coming out ball went pretty well. I think they got a silver. I was trying for a gold, but I couldn't make 3 Sims flirty. Honestly, that is the hardest part, is to make Sims change emotional states. But anyway, everyone's doing the music, and yes, Rowan is now introduced to several of the ladies, and I do want to hopefully marry him off to one of them. So we have right now, so Isolde Gamal, I am going to marry off to the Sim that we added earlier. I'm just going to do that when she gets back, if she lives through the war, who even knows. And then Alexander Goth is a guy. Okay, so Venetia Gainsford, Edith Gainsford, and then our sister Rosamund, who obviously is not going to be an option. So the Gainsford ladies are the ones that are in our family tree, and then we also have like Brigda Crookshank and Barbetta Smith in the like town bin. So there's all of that. And then over here, I'm going to go to the new family that we just added, and I'm going to control Victor, actually, and I believe that was his name, right, Victor? Let me double check. Yes, it was. Okay, so Victor, we're going to control him, and they're going to come because they've just come to Forgotten Hollow to get away from it all because of the war and everything, and so he's going to come and talk to Thomas, actually. So he's going to come and talk to Thomas, and try to get the lay of the land. They probably talked to the Strouds, but thought that they were a little too extreme. Thomas is really the neutral party in all of this, and while he's there, he runs into Rosamund. Speaking of Rosamund, so they are going to run into each other, her and Victor. He's a spellcaster, and just chat with each other a little bit, get to know each other a little bit. I'm sure you see where I'm going with this, but yes, I am thinking that Rosamund will fall in love while she's here, when she, meets someone here. And so a good option is a good guy like Victor, who is a nice person, unlike any of the Strouds. But I shouldn't say that Genevieve's a good person. Several of the Strouds are actually good people, but not Absalon. So she is not going to marry the guy that kidnapped and imprisoned her and then tried to turn her into a vampire after keeping her a prisoner for several years. That's not going to happen. She is instead going to fall in love with Victor, and they are going to hopefully make it through the war together. We'll have to see where we go from there, but that's okay. So obviously I looked away from my computer screen at this very moment. There we go. It's kind of funny when I do that, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing the birthday thing. So let me list them for you. We have Martha Watson becoming an infant, Lawrence Gainsford II becoming a toddler, Alina Light becoming a toddler, Al Crookshank becoming a toddler, Arthur Larkin II becoming a toddler, Molly Larkin becoming a toddler, Regina Dubois becoming a child, Rosa Dubois becoming a child. Here they are right here. I had to have them join the club, along with Arnold Light, who is becoming a child. Rowan Larkin became a teenager. Alexander Goth IV became a young adult. Prince Edward will be born. Jane Seymour will pass away. Ulrich Watson will pass away along with Lawrence Gainsford. Absalon Stroud becomes a young adult along with Giovanni Trimboli II and Lucrezia Trimboli. Anne Light was born. So also there are a few more babies that are born as we go along here. So since we're playing right now, we have, okay, so Anne Light was born. Okay, so Giles Gainsford is born, one of the Gainsford children. Jeremy Cruikshank is born, and then unfortunately a Watson baby passed away. And then everyone who was supposed to get pregnant again got pregnant again. Unfortunately, though, let me just say, Caesarea, okay, so Caesarea just lost her husband, right? So she's not having any more kids with him. And so she still had 3 baby roles left. So I'm just going to update that here. She has 3 roles left after the baby that she's currently pregnant with, which it was Giles, is born. And so unfortunately for her, actually, she died in childbirth. Yeah, our Caesarea died the same year as her husband, but in childbirth. And that is just wild to me that happened. I am very sad for her. I love her very much, even though she's a total dumpster fire and disaster. So I moved the other Gainsfords back into this house to take care of the children. There's 3 of them, and I believe is it 2 boys and a girl? Let me double check here. Yeah, 2 boys and a girl. So, hopefully the future Marquise is one of them and lives long enough to become one of them. But yeah, so it is definitely something unexpected that happened. I really didn't think that Caesarea was going to pass away in childbirth. I mean, I never really expect anyone to pass away in childbirth because it's such a low number, like a low percentage chance of that happening. But it did happen. And Caesarea Larkin has now passed. That's our sister there. So, I think she was one of the first ones who got to that age to pass away. Yeah. So no one else who has made it to teenager has passed away. Oh no, Arthur passed away. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. But okay, so her and Arthur are the ones that passed away that were older. Obviously, we had a lot of babies and small children die. But anyway, yes, Caesarea is now gone. What else? What's happening next year? Okay, next year, let me check my spreadsheet. We have the babies obviously aging up. Next year, since it's the second to last year of the decade, we are going to do a roll for the war next year. So we're going to find out whether or not, certain people survive this war, which is concerning. Let's see, who else do we have? Gabriel Larkin II's birthday. Very important, very important. We will see where we go with that. He is honestly the only birthday I care about next year. So we're going to try not to worry too much about the whole thing. So, yeah, anyway, here we are killing off Jane Seymour. Unfortunately, she did pass, but that's just the way it goes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I'm a little nervous for next part because we have several scary rolls. I mean, we have some war rolls, and then we also have some Gabriel's birthday roll, which concerns me, but we're just going to have to see where we go from there. So I hope that you guys enjoy this part, and I'll catch you in the next one.